Let's see what's going on in the rose bushes in the backyard. As we move along this side of the house, we can see that they are growing. Even the mint along here is growing, and you can see the kale has been growing. In the buckets, we have been eating the kale. It has been delicious, and we're about to get some rain from the tropical storm Claudette, but there we go. There's the kale that we have been eating. It's all delicious. Those gorgeous red bushes, roses, they are just doing really well. Thank you. And there's more kale. I am going to take a picture here of where the Leland cypress were. Last year they were removed, about 12 of them. And as you can see in this video, the red tips are definitely coming back in full growth. I'll be trimming them later in the fall because we want to keep their level about 5.5 to 6 feet. But it really looks good, and the growth is tremendous. And as we look up to the backyard, we can see the holly tree here on the right, and it continues to grow. Back along the fence here, straight ahead, is vinca. Do not get this. It's invasive. I cut it back with the weed eater all the time, and it comes back. Jeez. Well, here's a couple of stones that Charlotte made from stained glass. As we walk along the back of the house, you see the window up against the house. Please let me know what I could do with that. I'd like to make something out of it. And there's a piece of wood we got from Alabama a few years ago. Good fat lighter. And we have some horseradish growing over here on the left, and a sunflower. But everything's full growth and going on. Yes, artwork in the backyard, blue glass. I'll give you one guess who created this. And here is that gorgeous pink roses in a pot in the back patio. They're just doing fine. As you walk along here too, you see the garlic. We've been eating the flowers off the garlic, and there's mint growing back here. We've been making mint drink almost every day. It's been delicious. Getting your greens every day. And as you can look over to the right is the container gardening. But here's more mint, and then the garlic. Here's our peach trees, but there's no fruit this year. Okay, now here we go to the containers with either cilantro or mint for the cat, or we have some type of squash growing too. We haven't determined what that is going to be, whether it's decorative or eating squash. Here's the carrots over here, and you can eat the tops of the carrots. But most people don't know that you can eat the greens. Yes, you can. So here's all the food we've been eating. Our hydrangeas have been gorgeous and beautiful color this year. Oh my gosh, have they come out all in the different pots that we have them. And I was reading online, hydrangeas have done wonderful this year. So I can agree with that statement and that report that has come out. Yeah, as we come back to the front yard, I have those fall flowers down there. I don't know the name of, but this is a rose bush, obviously. It's been doing really well here under the Japanese maple. And a pink rose also, that has been doing well. This is a gorgeous Japanese maple that I will be trimming today. It's too close to the house, so that needs to be done, and I'll get that done. And there's the beautiful hydrangeas. I've never seen them this pink. They're just gorgeous. It's just the color is just, I'm speechless. I know that's hard to believe, but that's true. We've got some mint growing in there too, but there's a better picture of the Japanese maple tree that's in the front of the house. Kind of a little close to the garage. I'll take care of that today. And here's the front of the house. The box, that's an azalea bush that's pretty big there too. That I'll be trimming that later this fall. And we have fern. Look at the fern up against the house. Comes back every year. I weeded it back as much as I can, and it comes back. It's resilient, that's for sure. Another boxwood. We'll be trimming that, pruning that back this year. And there's the camellia bush that I talked about earlier that I will be pruning back this year too. Get turned upside down. There's these gorgeous magnolia flowers in the front yard, and I found a bee in one of them. He didn't come at me, but this was great action. This is more mint out by our mailbox, and you see the magnolia tree in the background. This mint, we eat it, and that magnolia, which is just tremendously big. It keeps growing. I've got to trim back. It's starting to come towards the driveway. I won't be able to back out of the garage if I don't trim those limbs back, and I will do that this fall. It will be done. Here's our original pear tree. I don't think it's doing too well this year. Very little fruit on it, and there's some growth on the trees. It's either a fungus, or I was watching a video, and it might be mushrooms growing on the tree. I don't know, guys, if it's going to make it this year. We'll have to see later in the fall. This is our lemon dragon tree in the front yard. As you can tell, that if you look real closely, you can see the lemons. So we'll have lemons coming later in the late summer, early fall. Let's go down to where the new pear tree is growing. It's coming along. There will be no fruit this year. There's no fruit on that tree at all, but it will be coming. As I come up here on our camellia bush, which has gotten really big, as almost as tall as the house, I will be probably pruning back this fall because it's gotten so big. I don't believe that camellias are usually that big. And there is, of course, the magnolia tree, which gets bigger and bigger. And here's some hydrangeas that are doing really well, kind of a pinkish. And I just trimmed back trim back the Japanese maple from the front of the house. It needed to be done. Pruning is a good thing. See, here's my pruning pile. I had fun with that. I did not make a video of me doing that, just in case. Because you can only handle one instrument at a time, either the cutter or the camera. I don't have a GoPro camera yet. I think I did pretty well. We'll probably prune back further in the fall after the leaves have all fallen. But it looks good.